A very good evening, everyone. Welcome to IAS with Arihant. The student, as you know, ki every day at 9 p.m. we are doing this prelims possible series with the Arihant. Okay, so in this series we are going to discuss a very important portion of the polity students. Today we are going to discuss about the schedule of Indian Constitution, and this session is totally based on a book, and this is basically it is published by Arihant only, and it is one of the most beautiful book. Okay, if you see, the chapters are very systematically arranged and there are lots of features. We are going to discuss that also. So this session is going to very helpful for if you are preparing for any UPSC examination as well as any state PSC examination student. So let's begin the session with a very high energy as well as with a productive. Okay, so one very important thing, just try to make notes as much as possible and just to go with the book, it will be good for you. But one very important thing, you need to know what this book contains, means what are the feature of the book, students. Basically this book contains chapter wise information. Along with that, the chapter is divided into topic, and these questions are divided on the basis of topic, students. Okay, there will be a topical mind map. This is 100% error free, and explanation are very beautifully basically arranged in each and every question. There's a knowledge plus for typical questions and 3500 plus previous year question bullet, students. So this is going to help you a lot. And see on your screen, this is the first basically we are going to discuss first topic. Okay, and after that we are going to discuss about the MCQs, students. Okay, I hope I'm audible as well. I'm totally visible to you. Okay, so first we'll discuss how many schedule we have and how it was arranged. If you see, students, basically you can simply say that schedules are the appendix of the Indian Constitution. There are some provision that is added under the schedule. If you see, initially when our Constitution was implemented fully on 26th of January 1950, at that time we have 8 schedule of Indian Constitution, students. But as you know, there was some modification takes place, like there was 9th schedule was added. Okay, if you see, the 9th schedule was added by first Constitutional Amendment Act. After that, students, there is a 10th schedule of Indian Constitution, and that was added by 52nd Constitutional Amendment Act 1985. 11th schedule, that is connected with the, I'm going to discuss that also, Panchayat, and it is added by basically the 73rd Constitutional Amendment Act 1992. And this 12th schedule, it is dedicated totally for the municipalities and their power. It is added by 74th Constitutional Amendment Act 1992, students. Okay, so initially we have 8 schedule, but 4 more schedule was added under the Indian Constitution, and this is very important to understand. Okay, you need to know each and every detail of the schedule, students. So I'm just going to give a brief outline, and after that we'll discuss each and every question in very detailed format, students. Okay, so if you see first schedule, it is basically a tabular data is added here, and it is going to help you a lot. If you see this first schedule of Indian Constitution, basically in simple word you can say it basically contain the name of state and union territory. So there will be a list where 28 states as well as 8 union territories are listed along with their capital, students. Okay, if we talk about the second schedule of Indian Constitution, it contains salaries and emoluments of constitutional offices. But one very important point you need to understand, which posts are included under the second schedule of Indian Constitution, students. So I like to speak only because we are going to discuss the same thing in the question also, like the President of India, Governor of States, Speaker and Deputy Speaker of Lok Sabha, Chairman and Deputy Chairman of Rajya Sabha, Speaker and Deputy Chairman of Legislative Assembly of State, Chairman and Deputy Chairman of State Legislative Council, Judges of High Court and Supreme Court, as well as CAG. These all are the posts which is included under the second schedule of Indian Constitution, and the second schedule is totally dedicated for the salary provision, students. When we talk about the third schedule of Indian Constitution, students, it basically contain oath and affirmation. Okay, so oath for different constitutional offices. Now I hope you already aware with the same key which offices included under this, But now for the basic purpose, I just want to ask a question. Is the president oath under the schedule 3 of Indian Constitution? I just want from your side. And if you're watching this video in recorded format, just hit the comment, just write in the comment box. I just want ki you got this data from this class or you already know it. Okay, and don't feel ki okay, someone going to judge you. No one going to judge you. You are just a student, and let's suppose if you are a student, you must be means this much courageous. You must accept what is right and what is wrong. Okay, I hope you all okay. So now students, if we talk about the third schedule of Indian Constitution, it basically contain the forms of oath. Okay, so basically it contain oath for office of minister, for union as well as state. And another important data I like to share with you. I hope you all aware. If you're not, then just try to note it down. Student, as you know, there are some candidates who are going to participate in election for member of parliament as well as state legislature. So those who are going to participate as a member of parliament or state legislature, the candidate, they also need to subscribe oath. This is one point. Okay, so they need to subscribe oath, and we already discussed basically member of parliament and state legislature, there's a format for their oath also. Judges of Supreme Court and High Court as well as CAG. So these are the posts which is included in this oath, students. I hope you all okay. Now if we talk about the fourth schedule of Indian Constitution, we can go in more detail by adding some articles here, but it is not need here. Okay, if we talk about the fourth schedule of Indian Constitution, the fourth schedule contain allocation of seats of Rajya Sabha. As you know, students, we have different state, and this state has member of parliament, and a member of parliament came from two places. One is from Lok Sabha and another is from Rajya Sabha. Rajya Sabha members are basically sended by state. Okay, so they are elected by state legislative member, and they are going to send to the legislative or you can say the Rajya Sabha students. Okay, very simple. So how many seats divided and how many number, if you talk about in the number, how many seats given to a state, it is mentioned under the schedule of Indian Constitution, and this is the fourth schedule where it is added. If we talk about the fifth schedule of Indian Constitution, so basically this fifth schedule of Indian Constitution contain administration of scheduled area and scheduled tribe students. So scheduled area and scheduled tribe, it is under the fifth schedule of Indian Constitution. So I will discuss, there are some specific state. If you want to note it down, just note it down: Andhra Pradesh, Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, Gujarat, Himachal Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Odisha, Rajasthan and Telangana. These are the state which is under the fifth schedule of Indian Constitution. And students, these are the state where you'll find there are some schedule area. Okay, and see, there are some state where the scheduled tribes are living, but this is not mentioned under the fifth. Means there is no specific provision for these state like Bihar, Goa, Jammu, Kashmir, Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Uttar Pradesh and West Bengal. I hope you all getting it. If we talk about the sixth schedule of Indian Constitution, okay, if we talk about the sixth schedule of Indian Constitution, basically what you find, students, administration of tribal area. Okay, see, the tribal area is also in the tribes in the fifth schedule also, as well as it is in the sixth schedule also. But you need to understand one thing: sixth schedule is especially dedicated for four states: Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura and Mizoram. Fifth schedule provisions are different and sixth schedule provisions are different. One very important thing, basically Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura, Mizoram, they are not getting any benefit from the fifth schedule students. So there will be a clear separation between these two. So just try to remember for the these two specific provision, students. Seventh schedule, basically, as you know, students, our country is very big. Okay, as well as we are following the federal structure. Okay, so we have a state, and as you know, students, we have center, that is called as union. students, union created state. Okay, so we are trying to be federal, but we are not true federal. So for that purpose, there are some subject. Okay, if states are created, it means that we must share some power with state. So basically subject are divided into three parts. One is called as union list. Another is called as state list. Union list is considered as list number 1 and state list considered as list number 2. Now students, you need to understand there are some provision, there are some subject. Let's suppose if something is added under the union list, it means that subject power is given to union, and union has right to create any legislation over that portion or that subject. State list, basically if some provision mentioned under the state list, only state has right to make rules or regulation related to that. And there is a student's third list also called as concurrent list. Concurrent list. So basically this concurrent list, this concept we already discussed, it is derived from Australia. This concept is derived from Australia, and what you find, students, concurrent list is called as list number 3. What is concurrent list, students? Under the concurrent list, let's suppose some provision, like very simple, we are going to discuss education. Now if we talk about who is going to take care for the national army, so national army and provision related to national army is going to be created by center. Let's suppose we are going to take care for the provision related to state agriculture and all, so that will be created by state. Okay, under the concurrent list, those matter was included over that provision. Basically center as well as state both can make any law as well as make any provision to regulate. I hope you understand it. So under the 7th schedule of Indian Constitution, there is a distribution of power between center, state, and the third list is basically concurrent list. And over the concurrent list, any means state as well as union both can create any law as well as any legislation. Student, one very important thing, let's suppose some provision arises and which is not included under schedule 1, this list 1, list 2 or list 3. In that case, Parliament has sole right. Okay, and this power is basically called as residuary power. Okay, this is called as residuary power, and Parliament can make law over the same provision, students. I hope you got it. So basically 7th schedule of Indian Constitution, it basically created for the division of power between center and state. Okay, and another important thing you must know, if you talk about, I'm going to just change this color. If we talk about, students, in the union list, initially we have 97 subject, but now it is increased to 100. In the state list, initially there was 66 subject, but now it is decreased to 61. And if we talk about in the concurrent list, initially there was 47 subject and now it is 52, means 5 more subject added under the concurrent list, and we are going to discuss that also. It was basically measurement, forest, okay, wildlife, this was added. So it was added by 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act. So we are going to discuss that also. I hope you understand it. So there is 7th schedule. If we talk about 8th schedule of Indian Constitution, so 8th schedule is about the languages, and under this 22 languages added, but initially there was only 14 languages, but after the amendment the number increased to 22. I hope you all getting it. Then we have the 9th schedule of Indian Constitution. Initially it was not here. Okay, it was added later, and it was added by the first amendment of First Constitutional Amendment Act 1951, students. Initially it was not there, and basically it is connected with the Land Reform Jamindari Abolition Act. Okay, then we have 10th schedule. As you know, when the need arises, our constitution maker as well as the parliamentary body, they are going to modify this constitution, students. So what you find under the 10th schedule of Indian Constitution, so 52nd Constitutional Amendment Act takes place, in 1985 students, and this 10th schedule was added for the anti-defection. 11th schedule is basically connected with the panchayat, and see, articles are important for this 11th as well as 12th schedule. So I'm just writing here article connected or giving power to this. Basically there's article 243G. Okay, 243G. And if we talk about the 12th schedule, it is article 243 and this is W. So 11th schedule, it was added by 73rd Constitutional Amendment Act, and 12th schedule was added by 74th Constitutional Amendment Act. 11th schedule is basically contain the power, authority and function of panchayat. Okay, and basically 12th schedule is for the power, authority and functions of municipalities. So there is a total 12 schedule in our constitution, students, and you need to remember each and every in a detail format. Okay, I hope you all able to connect it. Now see, as you know, this chapter is going to be very big as well as very interesting. So it contain approximately 49 questions. Okay, so in one day the dose is going to very high. So I just want to mention one thing. We will do this topic into two parts. Okay, and first question on our screen: if a new state of Indian Union is to be created, which one of the following schedule of the constitution must be amended? Now they are mentioning that, let's suppose students, as initially we have only 28 states. Now there is a division in Andhra Pradesh and Telangana was created. So I'm just going to take the example of Telangana. So it is divided from Andhra Pradesh, and Andhra Pradesh and Telangana was created. Andhra Pradesh, even also Andhra Pradesh derived from Madras, and Madras was divided and Andhra Pradesh was created. Andhra Pradesh is the first state and it was created on 1st of October 1953. And see students, Andhra Pradesh is the first state, or you can say first linguistic state, भाषा के आधार पर बनने वाला पहला राज्य. And Madras was here, and later it came to known as Tamil Nadu. Okay, student, see, recently in year 2014, this Andhra Pradesh is divided into two parts. One is Telangana and another is Andhra Pradesh. But if you see, this development was taking place, so these name must be included somewhere. So now they are saying, they are asking a question: if new state is going to be created, now which of the following schedule of Indian constitution going to be modified? So this question was in IAS pre 2001-2003, UPPSC pre 2001 as well as 2014. Now students, as you know, we have 28 states and 8 union territories. So they are added in a list, okay, added in a schedule, and this is basically schedule number 1. And what schedule number 1 contain means, first schedule what contain? It contain basically name of state and union territories. Okay, second schedule, as you know, it is about the salary provision. Third schedule, as you know, it is about the oath provision. But as I already told you students, okay, president, vice president and governor, there is no provision of oath. Okay, so this is also important. And fourth schedule of the Indian constitution as allocation of seats of Rajya Sabha. We already discussed about the same. But now there is a question, sir, let's suppose we are going to create a new state. In that case, schedule 1 is going to modify because one new name is going to be added. But students, one very important point you need to get from this point. Fourth schedule also going to be modified because Rajya Sabha seat is also going to be distributed. So you need to go with the option A. But if let's suppose condition arises, then fourth option you can also choose. Okay, so now just see the explanation. If a new state of Indian Union is to be created, the first schedule of the Indian Constitution must be amended. Okay, the first schedule of the Indian Constitution deals with the list of state and union territory of India and their changes. Article 1 to 4 came under the first schedule of Indian Constitution. Under the first schedule, students. Okay, getting it? So if there is any modification, schedule 1 is going to modify it, and schedule 4 will also modify it if it is about the allocation of seats of Rajya Sabha. I hope you all able to understand. Okay, so just give your feedback also. Now, which of the following are enshrined in the third schedule of Indian Constitution? So which of the following is included under third schedule? Students, please see. As you know, third schedule is connected with what? It is connected with oath and affirmation. Now you have to see the the form of oath of office for a Minister of Union, form of oath to be made by Chief Justice of Supreme Court, form of oath for the President of India, and form of oath to be made by Member of Parliament. Students, as students we already discussed President, Vice President and Governor. Okay, for these three offices there is no provision of oath under third schedule. I know okay, you guys are going to commit these type of silly mistakes, but understand one thing. If you are excluding which is not under this, then easily you can solve it. President, Vice President and Governor, there is no provision of oath under the Schedule 3 of Indian Constitution. Students, I hope you got it. You all getting it? If you feel doubt, just tell me. So automatically this option 3 is going to be incorrect. Now Schedule 3 of Indian Constitution contain basically oath for, if you talk about ministers, so minister for state as well as union, they will subscribe oath. There is a form of oath, as well as students candidate. So candidate, those who are going to participate in parliament election as well as state legislature, they also need to subscribe oath, and the form of oath is mentioned in the third schedule of Indian Constitution. Students, if we talk about students, member of state legislature as well as parliament, they also need to subscribe oath. Judges of, okay, I'm just writing here, judges of Supreme Court and High Court oath, along with that students CAG. Okay, these oaths are included under third schedule of the Indian Constitution. So automatically which answer is going to be correct? The option C. So take care. Okay, you have to take care once you are choosing right answer for the same. I just added here ki third schedule contain means what type of oath. Okay, so if you see, it is here, it is 75 clause 4, it is basically for the ministers, 99, 124 for the Supreme Court judges, 148 for CAG, 164 for the basically state chief minister and means basically minister, 188 and 219. Okay, so I just added here. Okay, and it is already available and it is also in the book. Students, now we are going to see explanation, how this explanation beautifully added under this book. So if you see, as I already discussed, statement 2, statement 2 and statement 4 are enshrined in the third schedule of Indian Constitution. Means here it contain oath and affirmation for Union Minister of India, Parliament election candidate, very important, candidates also need to subscribe oath, Member of Parliament, Supreme Court and High Court judge. Okay, along with that students, basically this Comptroller and Auditor General, that is called as CAG, State Minister, State Legislature, election candidate for State Legislature as well as High Court judge. They need to subscribe oath and it is mentioned under the third schedule of the Indian Constitution. Students, so this is a question, this is a very beautiful question, which of the following is added or not added. Now we are moving towards the third question of this topic. The fourth schedule of Constitution deals with what? And see students, these all questions is from this book. And as I already told you, this book is one of the most important part of your it is going to be most important part of your this preparation as well as this successful result. So you must go with the book. It will be good for your students. I hope you all getting it. The fourth schedule of the Constitution of India deals with what? As option A says that allocation of seats for Council of State, political defection, Panchayati Raj or Panchayati system, or language. So students, as you know, the Panchayat is mentioned under schedule number 11 of Indian Constitution. Language is mentioned under schedule number 8 of Indian Constitution. Political defection is mentioned under schedule number 10 of Indian Constitution, and allocation of seats of Rajya Sabha is mentioned under schedule number 4 of Indian Constitution. We already discussed about the same. So this question was in UPPSC Mains 2015. Now see the explanation, and here I will give some articles also that is connected with that provision. If you see students, fourth schedule of Indian Constitution deals with the provision for allocation of seats in the Council of State. This schedule contains number of seats represented in the Council of State, Rajya Sabha, from each state and union territory students. Okay, it deals with the Article 4 Clause 1 as we already discussed, and Article 20 Clause 2 because it is for the Rajya Sabha. Okay, so the Council of State, as you know students, basically Parliament mentioned under Article 79 of Indian Constitution, and according to Article 79 of Indian Constitution, Parliament is basically consist of 3 people. Okay, one is President, another is Lok Sabha, and another is Rajya Sabha. This Rajya Sabha, it is called as Council of State, and it is represented by state students, and there is total 250 members. Out of 250, 238 is going to be elected by state, means there is electoral college, and 12 is going to nominated by President of India students. Okay, out of these 238, there will be 2 type of seats, some given to state as well as some given to union territory. If we talk about the state students, state has 220 and union territory has 18 seats, but present strength is 245. Okay, so there are few seats which remain vacant. The complete strength means the present complete strength 245 students. I hope you all able to understand it. Now we are moving towards the next question. If you see here, the 5th schedule deals with the governance and protection of governance and protection of interest of which specific group of people, and this is the Bihar PSC 2023 question paper. It is for the scheduled caste, it is for the religious minorities, this is for the scheduled tribe or linguistic minority students. See, our constitution protect everyone, okay, but under the 5th schedule, which of the following are protected? Okay, so as you know students, schedule number 5 and schedule number 6, it is basically for the tribal people. Okay, and as you know students, they are socially as well as educationally and economically backward, so it is the duty of state, they must protect them, their culture, their language, their everything. Okay, so for that purpose they given some autonomy to them. So under the 5th schedule of Indian Constitution students, what you find, there are some states 10 in number, and under the 6th schedule of Indian Constitution, they basically Assam, Tripura, Mizoram and Meghalaya. These 4 schedule these 4 state under schedule number 6, and here there's approximately 10 state which is under the 5th schedule. So 5th schedule is basically for whom? For the scheduled tribal community. So you need to understand, this is going to be right answer. I hope you understand. Student, if you see the explanation, so 5th schedule deals with the governance and protection of the interest of the scheduled tribe. This schedule ensure administration and control of scheduled area by president and governor. So president will specify, okay. It ensure protection of their language, their tradition, their script, their culture, and certain provision of acts of central and state government are not applicable to these area to protect their interest. Okay, so there are some autonomy given to them so they can grow themselves. Okay, this is also very important. Simply in simple word you can say they are getting autonomy. Okay, got it. Now we are moving towards the next question of this session, students. The provision of the constitution relating to the administration of scheduled area and scheduled tribe in the 5th schedule, very important to understand. Okay, it is may altered by governor, it is may altered by president, okay, or it is may altered by the parliament by constitutional amendment, require special majority, may be altered by the parliament by ordinary legislation. So how this modification can take place under the schedule 5 of Indian Constitution, students. Okay, so see, president has right to direct any area as a schedule area, students. Okay, but who has power? So he also getting the power, but if you talk about the alteration, so it is also can be done by the parliament by ordinary legislation. Okay, there is no specific majority required, but yes, there will be amendment. Okay, so provision related to administration of scheduled area, scheduled tribe in the 5th schedule may be altered by parliament by ordinary legislation, and the 5th schedule of the constitution deals with the administration and control of scheduled area as well as scheduled tribe in the state other than Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura and Mizoram. I hope you are getting it. Now we are moving towards the another question. If a particular area is brought under the 5th schedule of Indian Constitution, which one of the following statement best reflect the consequences of it? Students, this is from UPSC CSC 2022. Now choose very carefully. So this would prevent the transfer of a land of tribal people to non-tribal people. This would create a local self-governing body in that area. This would convert that area into union territory, and the state having such area would be declared as special category state. So now just tell me, students, let's suppose there are some area and it is considered as, now it is declared as scheduled area. So why this it is created for the protection of tribal people? Why? As you know, students, it is common, if it is a common area, the tribal people land going to acquired by anyone, non-tribal people. So basically to protect that area, it must be ensure that there will be prevention, okay, of the transfer of land of tribal people to non-tribal people. And this is very simple question as well as common sense based question, students. So just try to connect with the same. So basically 6th question, option A is going to be correct for the same. So I'm just going to give explanation what we added under the book, students. Getting it? Now, if a particular area is brought under 5th schedule of the Constitution of India, it would prevent the transfer of land of tribal people to non-tribal people. The Indian Constitution provides autonomy to tribal area in matter of governance under the 5th and 6th schedule, as you know, both connected with the tribal community. Governor can make regulation for the peace and good government of a schedule, and after consulting with the tribal advisory council, students. So basically tribal advisory council contain 20 member. Okay, so it is a 20-member body. Okay, I hope you are getting it. So such regulation may be prohibited or restricted the transfer of land by tribal to non-tribal member, or among member of the scheduled tribe regulate the allotment of land to the member of scheduled tribes, students. So just try to connect with the same. I hope you already getting it. So see, this is not only one thing what I am reading, you just listen. Okay, you have to read it. Okay, you have to understand, and let's suppose any problem arises, just discuss with us. Okay, this is also very important. Now we are moving towards the another question. Now which schedule of the Constitution of India contain a special provision for the administration and control of schedule area in several states, students? Now, which schedule of Indian Constitution contain a special provision for administration and control of schedule area in several states? Means, as I told you, if there is a sixth schedule, it is for Assam, Tripura, Meghalaya, Mizoram. Third schedule, as you know, it is for the type of oath. Fifth schedule is for the schedule area as well as tribe. Seventh schedule for the union list, state list and concurrent list. And ninth schedule is basically for the some land reform, students. Getting it? So just try to remember, automatically option B is going to correct for the same. Okay, so here is a knowledge plus also. The President of India is empowered to declare any area as a schedule area. We already discussed. The President can alter, increase or decrease the boundary line in the consultation with the governor of the state. So he can give recommendation. Okay, so option B is correct. Fifth schedule, as you know, it contains special provision for administration and control of schedule. No, Munib, I already told you this book is especially from this book, that is Prelims Possible, and see, it is based on the Constitution as well as other, basically the part of the polity. Okay, so other rules and regulations from the directly from the ministry's websites or some specific government of India books information, it is included under this book. Okay, Muni Bhai, I hope you all able to you able to understand it. It is Prelims Possible for any state PSC examination as well as for UPSC examination. You guys can go for with the same. Okay, so this is important. Okay, I got it. Okay, understand? So see, understand, students, the sixth schedule contain Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura, Mizoram, and the union government has jurisdiction to management for scheduled area and welfare of the scheduled tribe according to Article 339 of the Indian Constitution, students. Now, we are moving towards the 8th question. Under which schedule of the Constitution of India can be transferred to tribal land to the private parties for mining be declared null and void? Is its third schedule, it is fifth schedule, it is ninth schedule, or it is the 12th schedule of Indian Constitution, students? So where it is mentioned, getting it? So this question is going to be little tricky. Okay, so as you know, this question was for the part of UPPSC as well as IAS. So understand this question. Okay, let's suppose, students, a tribal land is there, a area is there, that is the part of the schedule area, and that is for the tribal area, and that is acquired by a private party. So it means it is not going to be any basically there is activity like mining and all. Okay, and if these things are done here, it is going to be void as well as null. Okay, okay, so we just studied here, under the 5th schedule of Indian Constitution, transfer of tribal land to the private parties for mining can be declared null and void. So in the Samantha case of Andhra Pradesh, there is a case also. The Supreme Court declared that the transfer of tribal land to the private parties for mining is unconstitutional. It means Supreme Court is the supreme authority. Munib, there is a total 31 chapters is there, as well as there is a very specific point, that is bullets, PYQ bullets. Okay, so this is also going to be good for you. Okay, so the administration and control of scheduled area and scheduled tribe address in the 5th schedule of the Indian Constitution, students. Now, the provision of 5th and 6th schedule in the Constitution of India are made to what? Okay, MPPSC, UPPSC, protect the interest of scheduled tribe, determine the boundary between the state, determine the power authority responsible for the panchayat, and protect the interest of the all border state. Now, students, as we already discussed, 5th and 6th schedule contain what? It is for the tribal community. So automatically answer A is going to be correct. Getting it? So you have to interact in the comment box also. Munir, there's a history lecture also. Just subscribe the channel and just go. There will be in the live section. These all videos are, as well as playlist is also there. So the provision of 5th and 6th schedule in the Constitution of India are made to protect the interest of scheduled tribe. The 5th schedule of the Indian Constitution deal with the administration and control of scheduled area as well as the scheduled tribe residing in any state other than Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura, Mizoram. Sorry. Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura, Mizoram scheduled area is mentioned under the 6th schedule of Indian Constitution. Okay. Now this will be the 10th question, and today I just want to give you a homework, students. Okay. And see, there's a 40. As I already told you, 49 questions are there, and as we discuss about the topic and concept of the topic. So I don't want to make anything. Means I don't want to create any puzzle in your brain. So that's why we are going smoothly. In less time, more data we are trying to cover. So 6th schedule of Indian Constitution deals with what? This will be your homework, students. So I just want everyone must give the right answer in the comment box. Okay. So about the other thing we'll discuss in the tomorrow's class. But before ending this, I love to show you, student, this book is going to be very, very important part of your this UPSC journey as well as state PSC journey. So just go with the book, because as you know, it's 100% error free, detailed explanation, knowledge plus with the typical question along with that PYQ bullets, free package chapter test, and this is available for geography, Indian polity, economy as well as science. So you must go with the same, students. Thank you so much for joining and listening. We'll meet soon, everyone. Take care. Have a great day. So my health is not okay, so that's why I'm just closing it little soon.